Are we recording?
Yeah, we're recording.
Thanks for freaking warning me.
Oh.
Welcome, everybody. Episode 9. I wrote the episode number down on the prompts list because I'm not completely dumb. I don't know if everyone's looking forward to me saying, oh, what episode is it every episode?
It's just easier. It's non-confusing that way.
Every time I forget, take a drink.
Yum, 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 yum.
Marcus, what'd you do this week, you big sack of...
Oh! Well, I worked and stuff, and I went to the bathroom today while I was waiting for you to get here, and,
It's not what people want to know.
Oh.
People want to know what you read and what you watched and what you listened to.
Oh, okay. I've been listening to a lot of System of a Down lately for whatever reason. I just love them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I also reread Fear Agent, and I'm going to read the final 6 comics tonight. It's pretty great. It's a lot better than I remembered even. But yeah. What'd you do this week, Tucker?
Well, I pooped.
Keep talking. This is what the people want to hear about.
All right. Well, it was greenish. It's about 6 feet long. I had to start walking at the door at one point because I wouldn't break. So
Very nice.
No.
That's impressive.
Disgusting. Edit all this out.
No, this is staying.
This is going in. We're going live.
Live. We'll do it live.
Out of here, Bill O'Reilly. Whoever it was.
You got it. Political. All right, we're going to talk about the presidential candidates now.
All right. All right. So Marcus shot himself. No, I was...
With a tiger gun.
A tiger gun, yes. There's a tiger in the room now, so I will soon be dead as well.
Stuff and run for your life!
I'm covered in tuna and blood. Which is a poor fashion choice, so that's my bad. So
It looks good, though.
he was fashionable, but until one day when it turned against him. All right. I've been reading Ultimate Fantastic Four, which is the Ultimate Universe. If you don't know what that is, it's in the year 2000. They made a new line of books where all the Marvel characters. Shut the. They redid a new line where it's like an alternate timeline where all the superheroes started showing up in the year 2000. Instead of like the 1940s and stuff. There's no sliding timeline like there is in the 616, where they should all be like in the nursing home by now, but they're not. So it's like the Ultimate Fantastic Four, their origins are a little bit different. They got their powers from like teleporting through the end zone, the negative zone.
A football game?
No,
the end zone. Gotcha.
Capital N zone.
Okay, that makes more sense.
So it's fun. I've been reading Jeff Johns' Flash with Wally West, not the Barry Allen stuff.
Very nice.
It's pretty good. The first arc is kind of weird because they just like throw you in. And it's just like, what is happening? And I feel like I forgot a trade because it's just like things are happening right off the bat. And I'm just like, ugh. So I'm gonna keep reading it because I've heard it's good.
Awesome. Jeff Johns is a great writer. It's hard to go wrong. Until he starts talking about the Speed Force or whatever.
Hey, shut your mouth.
It's just so difficult. I mean, he explains it, but it is so confusing.
I can't wait till that episode with the Flash where it's just like 30 minutes of a whiteboard, him explaining the Speed Force.
Keep talking.
Okay. So I've also been watching Mr. Robot, which is a USA show about computer hackers.
Yeah.
And
it's called Mr. Robot.
Yeah. It's very Fight Club-ish, or that's how it's been described. I don't want to give too much away because there's a big reveal in episode 8. It's like, oh my god.
Is the intro song by Styx?
No.
No.
They don't play that song.
No, I don't want it.
It's only season 1, so.
Okay. It'll come.
I bet that's the season finale song. But it's really good. I just finished it last night. Episode 10 was kind of like lackluster for me because it was building up so much, and then it's just like, because they're trying to like hack into this bank called E Corp, but the guy, like, every time he hears E Corp, he replaces it with Evil Corp because they're like an evil corporation. So everyone's saying Evil Corp instead of E Corp, which is cool. So it's like all in his head. He has some like mental problems. He's like has social anxiety and all this stuff. But it's really good.
Very nice.
Highly recommend.
Recommend.
Let's get into it. Let's butter up and get into it.
That's what my eyeball sounds like. Can you hear it? Wow, that's great. Yeah, let's butter up and get into it.
So, sad news. Pacific Rim 2 apparently isn't happening. Have you seen Pacific Rim?
No. For whatever reason, I never got into it, but I've heard it's awesome.
Yep, it's really good. Giant robots fighting giant monsters.
It's like what Transformers tried to be.
Yeah. Only the cool thing about Pacific Rim is that they have weight when they punch things instead of like Transformers. They're doing like backflips and shit. They're supposed to be giant robots. But in Pacific Rim, they sort of move slow, but you get bored because they're moving slow. You know, it's still interesting and there's still good fight scenes. So it's just like you feel like the weight of them hitting something.
They move as they should if they were real. Yeah, that's cool.
It's really cool, and he did all this pre-production on it, where he did all this research about how things would react to giant robots and monsters if they were actually in there, and it's very interesting. I followed it from my pre-production too coming out, so I was really invested in it. And it didn't do very well in America, but it did really well in like Asia, because they love that stuff.
Yeah. They're far more creative and fun than we are.
Yeah, they're going to do the sequel, then they're going to do an animated series. And they still might do an animated series, because that's safer than a movie.
Right. You can do a lot more with animation than you can with other stuff. That's why I like it.
And so the problem was that they were having trouble with, it was like Legendary and Warner Brothers were having problems with Kong Skull Island, which is a movie that's coming out. They were having people dropping off of it, and they were trying to get a King Kong versus Godzilla trilogy going. And Guillermo del Toro, his movie Crimson Peak came out, and he was rated R, and they wanted it to be rated PG-13. So they're sort of like taking it out on him, where it's like, this isn't a safe bet anymore. We're going to go with this King Kong versus Godzilla trilogy, or whatever the hell they're doing.
That makes sense. Perfect sense.
So now, Pacific Rim 2 is apparently indefinitely, I don't remember the terminology, but apparently it's not happening now, which is very sad. I was really looking forward to it. Thanks a lot, Obama.
Thanks, Obama. Thanks, California.
Obama, get on it.
Get on it!
In a real lame duck. How are you going to let these decisions get made? Gosh. If I was president, all the movies I'd want would get made.
That's right. Every single one will get in there.
Exactly.
All day.
You gosh dang.
Gurgly dirgle.
That's it. Got any thoughts on that?
Doesn't surprise me that they would obviously go for the crappier move of making a crappier movie rather than a known Guillermo del Toro awesome piece of awesomeness.
Right.
So, thanks, Hollywood. Y'all suck.
Thanks for ruining it. Another original idea thrown in the trash can for another remake, reboot.
That's going to be terrible. Even What's-His-Face as King Kong was just passable. I mean, it was cool.
Jackson's.
Yeah, it was like cool the first time I saw it. I'm like, okay, that's cool enough. We don't need more of this. Mm-hmm. If you're going to do this, find a real Godzilla, or get
Godzilla, the real Godzilla, to be in it.
Get me a real lizard and a real gorilla fighting, and then I'd watch.
Right.
Throw a knife in there and no holds barred.
Right. Isn't Godzilla like 100 times bigger than King Kong anyway?
Yes, he is very much. Because King Kong climbs up to the top of a building to grab the chick, whereas Godzilla is barfing down on top of the buildings because he's so tall.
Right.
So that just doesn't make any sense.
Unless King Kong is a good guy and he's like the underdog or something.
Yeah, but that would
and
be
he has to like hide in the buildings, and he like climbs up them, and he like jumps and punches him and runs away.
So we're talking like King Kong and Rambo.
This is the Rambo of monster movies where King Kong is tied at something like a fire hose around his head for his bandana, and he's hiding in the buildings, and Godzilla's got his machine gun, and he's looking looking for him. What was that? He's got like traps, and he like trips the line, and then like one of those spikes on I can't describe it, but
little swinging spiky thing slides down.
Hits Godzilla and just bounces off of him. It's like
right in the crotch.
Oh, my shin! I should have done that in a more offensive Asian accent, but it's fine. Oh, my shin!
No.
To all my Asian listeners, I do not apologize. All right, what's next, Marcus? What's the topic? Was like, hey, I want to talk about this. When you were reading through.
I really wanted to talk about how stupid the hot girl idea was.
Oh, you don't like the costumes?
Oh my gosh, no, it looks really stupid. They did to me, they did a terrible job transitioning into that.
Oh yeah,
and him standing there with that little mace that's like a cooking utensil or whatever. It's just. There's no way I'm ever watching that show. No way.
You didn't like it? I liked it more than what they did on Smallville. Did you see what Hawkman's Smallville costume looked like?
No, I stayed away from Smallville.
You should look that up real quick.
Hawkman in Smallville.
Because they tried to do a direct thing of his costume from the comics, and he looked real dumb. See, because I kind of like this, because it's sort of like practical. They have like leather armor, and I like their helmets, but
wow, they just like totally did everybody. Like they had
that
Dr. Fate and Star Spangled Girl, or
I like their costumes. So, but that's me.
I think if the helmet had fit better in Smallville, it might look better, but yeah, I don't know. It's just I feel like it's a bad idea to try and transition people like that into it. Just I don't know. It just doesn't look right.
His wings looked really dumb on Smallville too.
Yeah, I'm just too picky. I'm one of those guys.
Mm-hmm. See, I like these costumes just because they look like they'd work in combat, whereas just having a big stripy X on your chest wouldn't. But Hawkman has a slight healing factor, doesn't he?
Yeah, and he's like way stronger than a normal human, so...
Yeah. So maybe, who knows? So yeah, Marcus is against, I'm for it. You be the judge. In the comments below, let us know. How right am I and how wrong is Marcus? Oh. Speechless.
Marcus is right forever!
Are you doing reverb?
Yeah, I did.
Who told you could do special effects?
Fine, I'll give you special effects. Go ahead, Tugger.
Marcus is wrong forever! I'm excited to hear how that sounds. Yeah, so you didn't like Hawkman.
Yeah, wasn't a fan.
So, you're no Hawkman from...
JSA. Yeah.
Did you read Brightest Day? He had some little storyline. It was kind of weird. They went to Hawk World or something.
Yeah.
I like the JSA stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Hawkman was really cool in the JSA. I really liked all the characters from JSA, so that helps. And Jeff Johns wrote it, so he can make anybody better.
I have a Hawkman omnibus, which is all his Hawkman issues that he wrote. Jeff Johns.
That's awesome.
I could probably kill a homeless person with it. It's like a dictionary, basically.
Bum fights?
Yes. So, yeah. What should I talk about? I don't remember. What was this Man of Steel 2 rumors? Do you remember what that was?
No. I was hoping it was a rumor that it wasn't going to happen.
I think it was that Brainiac might be the villain in Justice League.
In the Justice League movie?
Yeah. Because I kind of talked about how I thought Brainiac would be a few weeks ago. Remember that? When I pitched my Man of Steel sequel.
Yeah, that wasn't a bad idea.
Well, maybe they're doing that. They listen to the podcast. I will get a producer's credit.
Producers! Alright, Man of Steel sequel. Rumors. Director, release date, and villain. Rumors have been swirling that George Miller, 70, will direct Man of Steel sequel for Warner Brothers by El Mayembe of Heroic Hollywood. Has chimed in by saying that Mad Max Fury Road director has yet decided... Oh, get out of here. I don't want this stupid... yet decided, but next project will be, though it is supposedly his for the taking if he wants it.
So, yeah, George Miller, he's been rumored to be the director of the Man of Steel sequel, which is like, I can understand because he did one of the best movies of the summer, which was Mad Max Fury Road. But Man of Steel and Mad Max are completely different.
Yeah.
Not only in tone, in the way they were shot.
Right.
Like, most of the shots in Mad Max were practical, and you can't do practical stuff with Superman.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
I haven't seen Mad Max either. I should. Is it actually cool?
It's very good.
Awesome. Tom Hardy's hot.
Yep. Tom Hardy.
Hardy!
Give me a hearty heaping of that man's beefcake. Stop messing with. You're gonna get fired. I'm gonna run the soundboard from now on. Run it up your butt. So, Gwenpool. Did you hear about this?
Yeah.
Marvel's doing a Gwenpool book. I think they said it's gonna be like a side character in the Howard the Duck book. Like she's from another universe. Then she's gonna get like her own special one shot. So what do you think about this? Because they have Spider-Gwen, who was part of like the Spider-Verse crossover, where like all the Spider-Men from all the universes had to fight these guys, which was cool. Then she got spun off into her own series, which was cool, which I read, because it's like an alternate universe, and I love alternate universe stories where like Peter Parker was like, he's dead because he like became the Lizard, and then he died. And the Punisher is like a cop, and Daredevil is like the Kingpin's lawyer. Like he's not a vigilante; he has his powers, but he's just like a lawyer for the Kingpin, and it's really interesting, like what's different and stuff. And MJ, and Gwen is in a band called the Mary Janes. She's the drummer. It's really cool, but that makes sense that you would do an alternate universe where Gwen Stacy's Spider-Man.
Right, I agree with that. I feel like, I don't know, it just sounds dumb to me. It feels like too much of a stretch.
Right.
It feels like a shock comic or something. Like, yeah, everybody needs to read this because it's crazy.
Right. I feel like it was like an editorial mandate. It's like people like Gwen Stacy and Spider-Gwen, and they like Deadpool. Let's put that together. Equals money.
Yeah.
It's like this whole King Kong versus Godzilla stuff.
Yeah.
People like this and I like this.
Let's put them together.
Let's put it together. Avengers Pizza. Let's make that. People like pizza. People like the Avengers.
We use it with real blood.
Let's make a hot tub and a stripper. A hot tub stripper. People like strippers and people like hot tubs. People like puppies and people like that red sauce from Monocle's. Let's put them together.
Puppy sauce.
Just squeeze the puppy and the poops out the sauce.
The sauce.
Squeeze it too hard or his guts will come out.
The guts will come out and then I made out of the sauce.
What kind of executive am I? Where am I from? I don't understand this voice.
You're from the Bahamas.
No, people from the Bahamas.
That's exactly how they talk.
Okay. The Spider-Gwen. Spider-Gwen.
Spider-Gwen.
Spider-Gwen's stupid. Or Spider-Gwen's cool. Gwenpool's dumb.
Yeah. That's just too much of a stretch to... Like, Spider-Gwen's cool because she's in the same universe. It's like, oh, this is great. It's an easy transition. And then you throw Deadpool in there. It's like, oh...
Gwenpool.
Because yeah, whatever.
I mean, it could be awesome. Who knows?
It could be. Probably end up being like the coolest, greatest thing that ever farted.
And I'll just eat my words with that red puppy sauce.
And I'll have an Avengers pizza.
Avengers pizza.
Avengers pizza.
Saying on comics news, Mary Jane is going to Jen. I put Jen instead of join. Mary Jane is going to join a Iron Man cast in the comics.
Mm-hmm.
But she's not being used in Spider-Man because they're not dating anymore and they're not married anymore. So it's just like, I'll take her, I'll put her in Iron Man. So what are your theories? How is she going to play in? Because the last time she was in Spider-Man, she just owned a bar.
I feel like...
a nightclub, so...
I don't know, I feel like she's my initial thought was she's going to end up being like a Pepper Potts type role or something like that. And eventually get in with Tony, and maybe we'll find out that she's like a spy because Tony Stark is doing some under the table stuff and bad deal. You know, they find out that the whole Civil War thing was started by him so that he could get all the good
Pokemon cards.
Good Pokemon cards.
Yep.
And
it's a secret subplot of the whole series of Civil War is that Tony traded his Charizard to Steve like an idiot for a
Raichu, for crying out loud.
A Raichu, what a fucking idiot. And he's like, I'm gonna make this whole big comeuppance, distract everybody while I send the Vision in, steal my Charizard back.
Yeah.
A foil Charizard for a Raichu?
Yeah.
Tony! Why would you do that?
Probably caught him when he was drunk, would be my guess.
Yes.
But there's no backsies unless you got some really good deals to throw out there.
Right.
So that would be my guess.
Unless you say trade backs. You got to say it at the point of the deal. You got to say trade backs. I might want to go back on this deal. And you got to be like, okay.
Right. That's fine as long as everybody
agrees. But if you come
back
20 minutes later, like I did once, and it's like, I don't want this dark Flareon. Give me back my Clefable. It wasn't. It was a Chansey. Give me back my Chansey.
Chansey.
And it's like, no, you didn't say trade backs.
Yeah, it's.
So
over.
I don't have to trade back.
The deal is sealed. It's over.
No, that kid died.
It's written in blood, without using blood.
I gave that kid a German suplex to his death.
German suplex, do the death
into the road, and then he got hit by a car.
With John Cena.
Yep, it was driven by John Cena.
John Cena!
Have you seen any of those memes? They're pretty funny.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Have you seen the Kim Davis one? Where she's like, I'm just so thankful for our Lord and Savior, John Cena!
Yes.
Those are funny. I love those.
Me too.
Let's see. Some people are... I think that's like the big meme going around with the kids right now.
Yeah.
So some people... Like I went to the Hidden Lair, which is a card shop in Mount Zion. And they said that the kids there play those all the time.
That's awesome.
Quick tangent. I don't even remember what we're talking about. Mary Jane or whatever. We'll get back to it.
Yeah.
I went to Red Raccoon in Bloomington,
Mm-hmm.
the game shop on Sundays. Facebook said they were open till 10. They usually have free standard Magic where everyone comes and plays for free.
Mm-hmm.
And I was really excited to come up here. I didn't go to my grandparents' house because it was grandparents' day. My mom wanted me to visit them. I was sitting at the road. Going left would take me to my grandmother's, right would take me to Bloomington. And I went right. Because I'm a selfish asshole. So I drive all the way there, and you know what? They're fucking closed.
That's nice. Good job, Red Raccoon.
Nothing on their Facebook is about, hey, we're not doing this tonight.
Bunch of tool bags.
So I'm not going there anymore.
You made Tucker miss his grandparents, and
so then I had to go back to Clinton and visit my fucking grandparents, and it's your fault. I'm not going there anymore.
I'm going to be sure to show this to
your
grandparents.
They lost me as a customer.
Look, they Tucker's
I
grandparents.
wanted to play a children's card game instead of visit my grandparents, who don't have long. They're old. And you wouldn't let me. So thanks a lot.
You should have played with your grandparents.
Tangent. I've said this about 3 times. I've texted 2 people about it, and I made a post on Tumblr about it. That's how mad I was. Which I shouldn't be, because it's really dumb.
Hey, it happens.
But my feelings matter. Okay. So, back to Mary Jane.
Mary Jane! Last chance for Mary Jane.
So, do you think they will be dating?
They will eventually, if they're not already.
Do you think she'll get armor?
Just thinking about that.
Do you think?
I feel like yes. Like eventually, maybe. Like they'll run into some jam and he'll be like, "Look, sweetheart, I love you. I made you this." And then,
do you think it'll be like Spider-Man themed?
I don't know.
I guess that's not a common knowledge in the Marvel universe that Mary Jane and Spider-Man were together.
Well, I think also maybe it'll end up being like the Skrulls are returning, and she's like actually a Skrull the whole time.
I hope not.
Be like, "Oh crap, she got armor now," and then everything's.
I think that would be cool. That would set up a cool conflict between Pepper Potts has armor and now Mary Jane has armor, and they're gonna fight maybe.
Just have a chick fight.
Yeah, or it could set up Mary Jane versus Spider-Man. Like if they get into an argument, that could be fun.
Oh yeah, maybe she just wants revenge on Spider-Man this whole time, on Peter Parker. So she needs a suit to go beat the piss out of him.
Or maybe Mary Jane is the new Iron Man.
Maybe.
What do you think about that?
Or then we find out that Spider-Man went behind her back and got an order of protection. And so she goes and shows up, and then she gets a warrant out for arrest.
It's getting too real.
so she's got to go.
Marcus put on the serious voice, and I got a little scared. Yeah, I'm going to read it. Next week, I think we're going to do All New, All Different starts in October. So I was thinking about like looking through and finding all the books that are coming out that I'm excited for. Mm-hmm. And maybe talking about them.
All new,
maybe
all
we'll do something a little bit special. I don't know.
All new and all different.
Yep. Let's start over with all new number 1s again. Yay!
Wow! No, not the tiger gun in your mouth. No!
It's like my head's huge, and there's just like a tiger thrashing around.
You can see like a tail like hanging out, and then a paw comes out every once in a while.
Oh no, we shot more than once.
I'm just gonna imagine it ending like Old Man Logan, where you swallow it and you're like, "Oh, my tummy feels funny," and then it just bursts out of you. Ruin the book for all of you that haven't read it yet.
Does he get eaten by him?
Mm-hmm. The Hulk eats Wolverine, and
that's what the big giant size last issue was.
Yeah.
He swallows him whole. What an idiot.
Mm-hmm.
How you gonna? His bones are metal. Isn't that common knowledge?
Mm-hmm.
Why would you eat him?
Because you're the Hulk, and when you're in blind rage, you're an idiot. And he's old, so he's probably trying whatever he can.
So here's a question. Can the Hulk's stomach acid dissolve adamantium?
Apparently not. Even when Logan's old man and his healing factor isn't what it used to be. Sneak it.
Pokemon Go.
Pokemon Go!
What do you think about it?
Well, it doesn't work.
Pokemon Go is an app. Let me talk about it first. Pokemon Go is an app where you like find Pokemon in the real world and you can catch them.
Like they're real now?
Like they're on your phone.
Oh, okay.
So you can get this little smartwatch, so you don't have to always be looking at your phone. So where you're near a Pokemon, your smartwatch would be like, it'll buzz. I hope it would do like the little noise from the game where it's like. So you have to check your phone and see what Pokemon's nearby.
Oh, that's Kim Possible sound. Sorry.
So what do you think?
That sounds amazing.
See, the only problem I have is like how much data am I going to use?
Right.
Because I'm sharing data with my sister,
mm-hmm.
and I already got in trouble a couple of weeks ago for using up like 75% of it, like in the middle of the month.
Yeah. Well, my problem is I don't have like an iPhone. I have a Droid. So.
I think it's on both.
Is it? Okay. Well, if that's the case, then that'd be all right. But yeah, I would eventually run into the same problem you're talking about, run out of data, because I'd be doing it all. That and I would spend so much in gas trying to find stuff everywhere. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it's a great idea for those of you who have unlimited data.
Mm-hmm. I saw a Vine of someone, and he was like standing in someone's shower, and then someone walked in. It's like, hey, who are you? Sir, I'm just trying. There's this Pokemon called a Staryu, and he's in your bathroom. He's like, get out of here!
That's awesome. I like it.
It was really funny. See, that sounds fun.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how many. It'd be cool if it was like certain Pokemon are in like certain parts of the country.
Mm-hmm. You'd have to go to like Oregon to get a Chansey or a Slowbro.
Or like maybe like each state has all the 150 or something. Mm-hmm. So you have to travel around the state maybe.
That'd be all right.
Maybe not the country. That'd be a little bit much. Or you could like set. No, that would be kind of cheating if you could like set how far you're willing to go. Mm-hmm. But that would be interesting if like the whole world had different ones. I feel like what Pokemon do you think would live? Are you familiar? Have you played any Pokemon games? I don't.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I've played.
So what ones
X
do you
and
think
White.
would live in Illinois? Definitely Stantler, which is the deer Pokemon.
Right. Deerling would work there. I was thinking you'd have to go to like Kazakhstan or something like that to get a Diglett. We could. I feel like we'd be all right with like a Pikachu. We could have the bug Pokemon too. Like you find a Butterfree out there somewhere.
I was thinking Oddish. We'd probably have a lot of Oddishes.
Yeah, you'd have to go to like one of the coasts or something like that to catch a Dugong.
Right. We'd probably have Magikarp in the lake.
Yeah. Yeah, any body of water would be good for that. You'd have to go to a really big lake to catch a Sharpedo.
Sharpedos, I feel like those would be only in the ocean areas.
You'd think so, but you also can catch them in like small bodies of water too. So it'd be rare to catch one around there. It'd be like that 1 in a million chance. Yeah.
Grisserig, a bear type.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you'd have to go to like Wisconsin or
I bet
Minnesota
like in
for
national
that.
parks, so they like know where the because it's all like with your map. So like when you're in a national park, you can find like special Pokemon maybe.
Yeah, that'd be a good way to get prices up, to support the national parks. All
That'd
the Pokemon
be a good
people.
like marketing campaign. It's like only at Best Buy you can find a Mewtwo or something.
Mm-hmm. Wow! You go and like if you buy over $100 worth of stuff, then you can get like a shiny
You get the
Mewtwo.
battle. You have to have a Pokemon battle with the manager, and if you win,
That'd be awesome.
did you see? I saw a comic of like a kid who was like at the Vatican, and he's like, Arceus here or something. It's like the god Pokemon that's like controls time and space, and he's like, do you know where it is, the Pope? And he's like, I'll tell you, but you got a Pokemon battle me. And it shows like the Pokemon screen at like the Pope. If they got the Pope in on it, that would be the best thing ever. If, like the president had like a Pokemon team.
It'd just be a huge pile of shit.
There's like that one Pokemon.
He'd have the Garbodor.
I feel like he'd have that. There's one that looks like Bald Eagle. I feel like he'd have that one. Like which
the
Pokemon?
Furo?
No, he's.
Oh no, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
He's one of the newer ones.
Yeah.
He's
that one was in white for sure.
Yeah. So what Pokemon are the most presidential? Besides the garbage one and that Bald Eagle one.
Ditto.
I feel like Growlithe is kind of like... Or Arcanine. He's sort of like tough. Reminds me. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Bayleaf.
Okay. If you... Look at me, I'm looking at you.
Uh-huh.
What Pokemon do you think I'd have, like, when you look at me? I think Machoke for you. I think you definitely I have a fighting type. I was thinking Machamp, but maybe Machoke. So you guys can like flex together.
I've completely forgotten the name of it, but it's the Pokemon that's like a. My mind's just terrible right now, but it's like looks like a black dog with horns.
Houndoom, or
Yeah, I was thinking Houndoom. You look like a Houndoom guy.
that's cool. I like dog types.
Yeah, me too.
Because they're just dogs that can breathe fire and
Shoot
stuff.
fire or whatever they want. Yeah. Houndoom. It's a dog with ram horns. Why would you not want that?
That's why I like Growlithe too.
Mm-hmm. Still haven't caught one of those. I want to though.
I made a Pokemon team that was all the bear types. There was like the Panda, the polar bear, and then Ursaring.
How'd that work out?
It was fun. It was more for just for fun. That's why. That's most of my strategy in like games. Is just like which ones are my favorite.
Yeah.
That's why I lose all the time. That's probably why I'm not good at Magic. I'm just like, this guy's cool.
This picture's great.
This is a cool picture. What do you think, friend? Oh, I lost? Bye!
Ha ha!
Oh, oh goodness.
Oh, goodness.
Christopher Nolan.
Christopher Nolan.
He's rumored to be
Rumored to
producing
Producing.
an Akira Trilogy. How do you feel about that?
I was completely blanking last night on what Christopher Nolan has done. He's the
Batman Begins, Dark
That's right.
Knight, Dark Knight Rises, Inception.
Okay, it just came to me as I said it. Are we talking like cartoon or real life? Or
I'm assuming live action, because they've been trying to make a live action one for a while. I think Leonardo DiCaprio was in talks for it, like, when I was in college. They were talking about that.
Well, if that was the case, I wouldn't watch it, but...
The white guys let's whitewash the whole cast of Akira.
Yeah.
There's going to be, like, Neo Manhattan and, like, all this stupid horse shit.
That's stupid. No, if they were going to do a live action, I would say no, absolutely not. If they were going to do, like, another animated, but they were going to do it in, like, 3 parts or something like that, so where it was, like, the full series, so you got the full idea, that'd be really cool, but... And I don't know, maybe they could surprise me and have a good, real, live person one, but I don't know. The only reason I think that that's possible is because all of the Attack on Titan stuff looks like it's really cool with real people. So, I don't know.
I think they could do one that could be interesting, but I don't think Christopher Nolan should do it.
Yeah.
He's usually, like, dramatic actor. There's some serious stuff in Akira, but...
I mean, it's a fairly serious storyline, but there's a lot of... It's surrounding around...
I think you need to get the right... I don't think he's right for it.
It's not like Deadpool comedy type stuff, but it's not as serious as like the Christopher Nolan Batman stuff. It's kind of somewhere in between. There's a lot of funny things in it, but at the same time, it's pretty deep and
from like his color, the colors that he uses in his movies. I don't think he's got the right style for a movie like that.
Yeah, I agree.
Because he's all about realism, and that's not a realistic movie.
I mean, maybe you could turn the story into a more real thing like that, and it could still be good. Again, if the right person got a hold of it, but
right.
I don't know. It's kind of a crapshoot.
Fine. Just leave it alone.
Yeah,
they're not gonna, but I think Akira works best as a manga, just because it's so detailed and it's so beautifully drawn. I don't think you could really capture it in real life, even.
I agree. Yep. Unless they were willing to like completely build like a Neo Tokyo or a whatever, like a real city somewhere out in the middle of nowhere and spend billions of dollars on it and then make a crappy movie.
Oh my goodness. Sebastian Stan, the guy who plays Winter Soldier, says he doesn't want to be Captain America. He says he's fine being the Winter Soldier. Doesn't want to do it. You think... And Chris Evans said he wants to play Captain America as long as they want him to. So do you think they'll ever do it the death of Captain America on film? Or do you think it's going to be like James Bond and they'll just keep recasting Captain America forever?
It's a good question.
Or would you rather have it evolve and have Bucky be Cap, or maybe do the more modern interpretation and have Sam Wilson become Cap? I think it'd be cool, interesting to see the Falcon become Captain America, just because that sounds interesting to me, where I don't want to see them just keep doing Captain America movies, because that sounds boring.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. The more I think about it, the more I feel like it'd be cool to keep Winter Soldier there, and then just have Falcon take over the Captain America mantle, because they're both very close to each other, and they both have like the same values and ideas and everything like that. Mm-hmm. So I feel like that'd be an easy transition to put a lot easier transition to put him in there than Winter Soldier. And you've still got a guy that's always been upstanding and carry on the good name of Captain America, compared to Winter Soldier, where he was brainwashed, turned into a bad guy, and then you got to convince everybody that you're a good guy again. You know, it's kind of not the Captain America thing.
Mm-hmm. I think that was a plot line in one of the more recent ones, where he had to like go to court for all this stuff that he did. There's a really cool comic called Winter Soldier: The Bitter March, where he's like it's like a monster movie, and like the brainwashed Winter Soldier is like trying to kill all these people. He's like chasing them. It's really cool. By Rick Remender.
Rick Remender.
What if it's like the rest of the podcast? It's just us saying Rick Remender in funny voices.
Rick Remender.
Rick Remender.
Rick Remender.
Remender, if you want to be on our podcast,
you should.
Too bad, you can't.
You are not allowed. No Ricks in this place.
I sent you some intros, some wrestling intros that I just thought were fun. Did you watch them?
What?
Or did I not send you those?
I don't know. Let me check.
They're at the bottom. I sent you the Wyatt family one, and I sent you the New Day one.
It's a new day.
There's a new day coming. Don't play them, because I don't want to get flagged for, like, copyrighted music.
I'll be quiet. Said I'll be quiet, not you. Oh, gosh, not that one.
It's okay. I'm kind of out of topics anyway. You can watch them later. I just want to talk about, maybe just for a little bit, just to fill some time. What's your favorite wrestling intro? Because I really like the Wyatt family one, because it's like he's holding a lantern. Have you seen that before?
Mm-mm.
They're sort of like hillbillies, just like their motif.
Yeah.
And so he's holding a lantern, and all the lights are out in the arena, and people hold up their cell phones, and it looks like stars.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like stars on the jumbotron, and he's like, it's really like sounding like kind of sad music as he's walking into the ring, and then once he gets here, he blows out the lantern, and the lights come back up. I thought that was very interesting intro. I've never seen anything like that.
I think my top favorites are Undertaker and Ultimate Warrior. They're my favorite intros of all time. Mm-hmm. I've always thought the Undertaker was a cool persona. He played it off well. Always liked the music. Only time I didn't like it was when he was like the motorcycle riding one. And it's like, okay. And then he went back, and that was the best. So it was really cool.
I think wrestling. I liked wrestling when it was like weird. It was like the Undertaker was an actual undead guy.
Yeah.
And they had the buried alive matches.
Oh yeah, that was the best.
Where they actually buried him in the ground.
Mm-hmm.
But then he just like appeared above his grave, and everybody's like, "What the heck just happened?"
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those are good
that
times.
Stuff's crazy. I wish they do. They can't really do stuff like that today, but I wish they could.
Yeah,
awesome.
back in the heyday of wrestling,
especially with the Brock Lesnar Undertaker feud, that would be really cool. Where they were like, "Let's finish this an old-fashioned buried alive."
That'd
match.
be awesome. I don't know why they don't. And they beat the crap out of each other in the ring. So what's the big deal of shoving you in a coffin?
What if like Brock Lesnar became the new Undertaker?
That'd be horrible.
he's like, he transfers his spirit into Brock Lesnar. That's the storyline. And then he like dyes his hair black or something, and he wears like the coat and the hat, and he's like, the old Undertaker dead.
Or if they could pass it to where they like revive the spirit of Paul Bearer and they put it into Brock Lesnar, and so then he becomes like his right hand man.
Brock Lesnar as a ring man.
Yeah,
a huge ass ring man.
Yep, but he comes in and they're like the best tag team ever. It's like, Paul Bearer is back in the body of Brock Lesnar.
I don't think Brock Lesnar's very good at like talking.
No,
he's got a like, I don't remember the guy's name, but he has his own like guy who talks for him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's not a very good actor. He's just monstrous.
He's just an
athlete. Great
athlete.
Wrestler. Yeah,
he just knows the moves.
He can
Which
be
is
angry
fine.
and
You
stuff.
can do that.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's more can be interesting, where it's like the silent guy.
That's what everybody used to do with like Jimmy Hart and stuff like that. Like they'd have their ring guys instead of them talking all the time, and it was usually more interesting. Mm-hmm. Especially when you got guys like, it was always hilarious, but when you got Ultimate Warrior in there, like talking crazy stuff about the moon and the sun, and I came from the planets and everything aligned, and the
From
Dingo
parts
Warrior
unknown
and stuff. Yeah, you know, it's kind of like okay, it's kind of funny.
Was that his thing? He's like, he's supposed to be from space or something.
He was from parts unknown. I don't know what that means.
He's like, that'd be cool. That'd be a cool motif. It's just like slightly implied that he's an alien or something. He gets power from the ropes.
That's kind of what he did, you know, more or less. So
that's cool. Yeah. Even though he was kind of racist, but
no, he wasn't racist.
I heard that he was like in with that stuff.
Was he? Not that I remember, but who knows?
I mean, like not the Ultimate Warrior, the character, like the guy who was the Ultimate Warrior was kind of like into that hateful church stuff.
I don't know. I don't know that much.
Hearsay. I don't know, but I don't know.
You never know. He was a wild enough dude that I could see him doing that. So James Helwig,
which kind of sucks because like he was kind of in on that, and now Hulk Hogan is sort of racist, and it's just like, can we not? Can't you just be wrestlers?
Yeah,
you have to have stupid opinions.
Mm-hmm.
You have to hate people.
I just want to like you.
I just want to like you. This is the musical episode.
This is the musical episode.
Hi, this is the musical episode. Harry Carey, what are you doing here?
Shut up. If episode 9 was made out of spare ribs, would you listen?
Yes.
A simple yes or no will do. Have a nice Budweiser.
What does he say? Barbecue spare ribs.
Barbecue spare ribs. Would you eat it?
I think I would. I'd have steak. I'd wash it down with a nice cold Budweiser. Hey! All right, that's enough Harry Carey impressions.
It's never enough.
Let's wrap it up.
That was the transition music for the wrap up.
Okay. My suggestion for this week. What is my suggestion for this week? Let's go with quit adjusting me. Quit auto-tuning me. If I listen to this, I've been like a squeaky mouse voice all
Oh, that'd be amazing.
You're fired.
I didn't think of that.
I don't know. I keep not coming up with them. So let's say Invincible. I haven't said Invincible yet. Invincible is a great book. It's by Robert Kirkman. I feel like I've talked about it. Image Comics. It's a superhero book. Sort of like a mix of Spider-Man and Superman. He's like a teenage Superman, kind of. It's probably the best comic book ever. My favorite.
Excellent.
My favorite comic book. Ever. It's still going. Series. It's great. So check it out.
Check it out.
Marcus, do you have any suggestions?
I've
started putting show notes at the bottom, so I put links to like Amazon where they're selling it and stuff.
Nice.
So if you want to read any of these articles, I put them all in the show notes on YouTube. I put them on the notes on iTunes. So, just so you know, I've started doing that because I feel like sometimes people are like, what are they talking about?
Yeah.
Because sometimes we don't properly explain it.
True.
Sorry, I interrupted you.
Dun dun dun!
Do you have any suggestions for this week? Are you going to take it until next week to tell me, or what?
I think so. Should read the Batman. There's like this Batman series where he has to kill Dracula.
Batman versus Dracula?
No, it's not Batman, but it's something else. Blood Rain or something like that. I can't remember exactly.
That's the one where he becomes a vampire?
Yes. That's a great, great book. It sounds kind of ridiculous to talk about it, but it's really awesome. Like Batman as a vampire and the struggles of being Batman and a vampire and so forth. And just the heart-wrenching conclusion of the book. And it's great.
Great. Marcus got a little serious again for a second, and I pooped my pants. Marcus gets serious, I get a little scared because I never see him serious. Okay. That's it. Everybody, thanks for listening to this week's The Beveroid Podcast.
Beveroid! Join us next week for the musical episode.
Next week is episode 10. We might do something special. We might just do a normal episode. So leave a comment, leave a subscribe, follow us on iTunes, subscribe on YouTube. If Marcus did something funny with my voice, please tell me. Because I do not listen to these before I post them.
I didn't do anything. Don't worry about it.
You just filled them with knobs for no reason over there.
Fiddly with knobs!
Did I say everything?
I be knobbing with fiddlins.
You're about to get this frisbee in your dong. Okay. Is that it? Do you have anything else to add?
Comic books are great.
Still have 9 minutes, but...
Comic books will one day rule the world. Let's do an impromptu song.
Impromptu song.
Impromptu song.
Impromptu song.
Impromptu song.
Impromptu song.
Impromptu song. Song. That was beautiful.
Thanks, everybody. You can get that impromptu song on iTunes today.
No!